everyone, and welcome. I can't wait to show you guys this video today. I'm telling you, it was a whole series of events that came about to create this project. It all started with this mold that I got from Devin Dotting. You guys, I'll leave a link for it and everything I use down in the description so you can find what you need. Once a year, I make a big batch of rocks, and this year was no different, except for I had this mold. So every time I'd pour a batch of 4.5 or 3-inch stones, I would take the leftovers and fill up this little mold. So I had a whole basket full of these things made out of Ultracal, CementAll, and even some mortar mix. My basket's nearly empty, but I had plenty to show you guys this project. I took 4 of them and coated them in black paint, and then I'm gonna tell you, I went to the post office and I got this. I'm not kidding, y'all. It must be meant to be. Puffy Stuff sent me this really cool Colorshift magic watercolor. And she said she'd never seen me use that before. And she's right, I haven't. Thank you so much. I am so excited to use it. I put it down on my desk and said, hey, we're gonna use it right now. I've got the perfect opportunity. So I followed the directions to a T. It said add 2-3 drops of water and then wait several minutes. I added 3 drops of water and waited several minutes. I know they meant go to the kitchen, make some toast, have a snack, and then come back and you'll be ready to paint. Well, you guys, that's what I did. After I was done ruining my diet, I came back with a little round paintbrush and I stirred it up just like the directions said. Would you guys look at this magical goodness? I started putting dots on the rock because I was kind of curious how it would be if we used it for dotting. Guarantee you're gonna see that in a video. Puffy Stuff said that she thought I might use it for fine lining. Guarantee you're gonna see that in a video. But I couldn't quit. Am I the only one that is really seeing the most mystical, magical dragon ever? These would make some pretty fabulous scales. But JaDeL, this is supposed to be Christmas. Quit it and get back to what you started. My original idea was to give this whole thing a coat of this magical goodness and then proceed with my Christmas ornament plan. That's what I'm gonna do. So as I sat here just oohing and awing about the magical effects taking place in front of my eyes, y'all, isn't this cool? Anyway, I couldn't help but remember I ordered these rhinestones about a year ago. They were just beautiful, royal. I mean, almost gaudy. They were so big and gorgeous. I ordered them for my rocks. They said they were flat back. However, they were just a little bit curvy. I put them to the side. Well, y'all, I think we can find 4 of them that are at least flat enough for this project because I promise you, this was meant to be. Now, before I go gluing these rhinestones on here, I need to give myself just a tiny bit of guidelines. I'm going to use this flex stencil from Happy Dotting Company. I'm going to line it up with that little hole that Devin Dotting left you there, and I am just going to make this one simple row. I'm hoping that's going to keep me on track with these little rocks. Now I can get to gluing on these rhinestones that I know were meant for this watercolor Colorshift beautiful paint. I'm telling you, this is going to be a marriage made in heaven that will last for all time. Let's get these stones on this rock and let's get to making some fabulous ornaments. rhinestone in the center of each of these rocks, and I got out my liquid pearls. Y'all, this is gonna look gorgeous. Let's do it. Y'all, while these were drying, I took them next door to show my mom, and when I got out into the backyard and saw the sunlight hit these, I knew I had to show you. Check this out. I'll recommend that you let these dry for at least a week. Now, I only let mine dry overnight because y'all, I only get a week to make these videos, so I push the buck just a little bit. I'm gonna kind of pop in on the resin process just to show you how I resin over the rhinestones. I got a full video on how I resin my rocks and nothing changed. I just want to answer some questions about why or how I resin right over the rhinestones. Y'all, it looks gorgeous when it's done, and it's just a little bit of security on my part that I know when I ship out my art or I give it as a gift or whatever, that those rhinestones aren't gonna fall off. I don't want to cause anyone a headache, and let's face it, my rocks are so much prettier with these rhinestones on them. I don't want to lose one. So this is just how I do it. You're welcome to add the rhinestones afterwards if you choose. It's all personal preference. This is just the way I do it. Okay, I let the resin dry for a full 24 hours. That is the bare minimum I could do. It really needs to dry a lot longer, y'all, but again, I'm under a time restraint. So now, the only thing left to do is add them to my tree. But first, we're gonna get handy. I ordered some supplies off of Amazon, and they're not the perfect supplies, but it's what I'm starting with. I got this little mixed bag of screw caps. They're all different sizes. I'm picking out 4 of them that say they're 1.4 mm. I really think they need to be just a little bit bigger, or this drill bit needed to be a whole lot smaller. This drill bit is 1 mm, so I am going to attach it to my favorite drill. You guys use whatever tools you're comfortable with, and I'm going to drill a hole right into this rock. Now listen, whenever you're drilling a hole into a rock, you guys make sure you read all of the warnings, directions, everything. Put an appropriate dust mask on. These rocks were made with gypsum powder, paint, resin. There's a lot of stuff going on in there, and let's just make sure we take care of ourselves because we're worth it, right? Okay, you guys, I've got my dust mask on, and I am going to drill a little hole in this rock. Check it out. All right, that looks pretty deep. So let's measure it and see how far in I actually drilled. I'm so thrilled. All right, it's a 0.5 centimeter. So we're gonna go about that deep, y'all. There's no science to this. I'm not an expert. I'm totally guessing. You can do your own guesswork if you like. All right, let's get one of those little screw caps and see if this works. Now, I wanted to tell you that if you strip out this hole or if something goes wrong, you can always glue these in, and you can turn the rock right over and try another hole. Seriously, you will never notice this little pinhole, but if it bothers you a whole lot, just paint over it. It's going to be just fine, you guys. This is a fun project. I'll be keeping these on my tree, so I don't have anyone to impress but me. Don't forget, there's always a second chance in art. Wow, you guys, this is working out pretty well, but screwing these in is really hard. But y'all, is there anything our dotting tools can't do? I'm using my dotting tool. This is the 0.8 mm dotting tool. I'm using it to twist it around and tighten these up. I've got them all done now, and I want to take them to my Christmas tree. Let's do a grand reveal. Oh my gosh, you guys, this video is not doing these ornaments justice. They are the prettiest thing. I cannot believe it. I know you guys will work with this idea and make it even better, stronger, more secure. probably following all the rules of drills and drilling and safety and all those things I don't know. But anyway, I hope I gave you a good start and a good way to get your rocks on the tree. I hope you're seeing some familiar ornaments, and I hope you join me next time. But until then, I want you to watch all these videos and, of course, rock on.